irrigation in the uplands. Others are using it for generation of electricity. Like in Kamwenge, there is a whole company which is Serengeti, which generates electricity from which is generating electricity from that side, and that electricity is again for our own consumption. So the reason why we are protecting this river is because of the many advantages. If you look at electricity generation, source of water for consumption, home use, water for irrigation, others could even be using it for transport. So we looked at that as Jesse, and we said there is something we can do. The most recent intervention we've had is engage Kiburara Prison now. Kiburara Prison is in Shongoro Town Council in Ivanda district. But the prisons have been, they've been doing farming up to the same river Mpanga. And at that bridge, if you go to the buffer zone, we have videos and photos that show that there has been work done by the prisons, which is a government entity, of farming maize up to the river bank and at times within the buffer zone, which is a protected area. So what we've done as just say we have called the stakeholders and into a meeting. We've had a meeting with them, and even as we talk, we're also having another meeting we're going to have with them so that we agree on the next steps. We were there with Ministry of Water, we are there with the LOC5 chairpersons from Ivanda, Kitagwenda and Kamwenge, we are there with CAWOs, District Natural Resources Officers, and we agreed that what is taking place is bad. Even communities are doing bush burning around there and doing their farming. So, and communities, we are saying we are copying. For us, how can we get out of the buffer zone? Yet, Kiburara Prison is already within the same buffer zone and doing a farming, and it's even a government entity. So what we did was engage them, and they committed to getting out of the buffer zone, protecting the river, planting trees around it, and ensuring they never go back there. But other than that, we've also been in the side of Kaveza in Kitagwenda, where we have done demarcation. It is very important that as we protect the river, people get to know how long is the buffer zone, what distance should they live. So for River Mpanga, it's strictly 100 meters from the river. So you are supposed to be looking at 100 meters from the river and start your activities away from 100 meters from the river. And of course, we've done some demarcation. We have planted concrete pillars. We have photos I can share with you. We've planted concrete pillars to show that this is a buffer zone. Please, if you are to do any kind of work, do it outside the what? Do it outside this protected area. We also understand that if you chase people away from the river buffer zone and you just ask them to go, at times you might find that is where they were getting a source of livelihood from. So as an intervention, first of all, we are giving fruit trees and indigenous trees, mangoes, oranges, and all that to people to plant, but not in the buffer zone, to plant in their own homes. That you get out of the river bank and plant these trees and be able to earn from there. That's one. Two, there is apiary, beekeeping. The communities in Kitagwenda and Kamwenge to start beekeeping as a source of livelihood. So we are cognizant of the fact that some people are earning their livelihood from these areas, and for them to get out of them, they should really be having an alternative source of income. So we have supported communities with such things. In also again in Kitagwenda, we have helped some communities, those who would take their animals to the river. We've constructed some troughs for the cattle, so that instead of going to the river to have the animals drink directly from there, they are having their water from the troughs that have been constructed.